YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Paulus Harris, aka Medusa. Hey, guess what? This is your first time tuning in. Go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit the doggone notification bell every time I post up new content. Uh, I'm doing this show early because, for the most part, right, I'm gonna have way too much stuff going on to actually really do this particular show on the actual day. So I figure, why not do it today? So that way, everybody that's new to my channel, I've actually really been on my channel for a pretty good while. Y'all already know what is going on, right? And then, like I say, for you new people that have actually really came up to my channel, especially within the past week or so, right? Thank y'all for actually really being subscribed to my channel. I hope that you enjoy the content up until this point. Anything that y'all actually really want me to talk about, it's too easy for me to actually really go and actually really do a little bit of research if research is actually really needed. I mean, because of like a lot of the stuff that I've actually really talked about on my channel, right? A lot of the stuff I already know about. So, with that being said, let me go ahead and get this Easter Sunday, so-called Easter Sunday special out of the way. So, April 4th, which is 3 days after my birthday, which is April Fool's Day. And if you actually really stop and think about it, my birthday and Easter Sunday, so-called Easter Sunday, right? Those 2 dates actually really play a very significant role, because here's the deal. And I swear I say this every year, or almost every year. Excuse me. And I hate when, I wish I actually really had my own Bible on this one. But the thing about it though is this: April 1st, April Fool's Day, right? So for those of y'all that actually really don't know why April Fool's Day is actually really called April Fool's Day, right? Because the way that the Hebrews count, how they count it, or how they look at it, right? It's for the most part, it's really how the song actually really goes. And again, like I say, I say this every year. Right? Everybody, well, I'm not going to say everybody, but let's just say that the majority of the people in the world today, right, they will actually really look at January 1st being the first month of the year. Nobody actually really asking no questions why. They just say, oh, okay, January is the first month of the year because so-and-so said so. But a lot of y'all never actually really stop and ask the question, who the hell is so-and-so, and what the hell is he actually really talking about, really? Because for those y'all that actually really go in there and actually really do that research, that real good research, you should know that January, right, being named after the Roman goddess Janus, two-faced it. That should tell you something right there, right? Now, their reasoning behind that is because they say that, okay, one face is looking into the past or what you did the previous years, which for the most part, why in the hell would you actually really look at what you did previously? Because it's always about bettering yourself. Looking back at what the hell you did, looking back at all of the mistakes you did, okay, you looked at it, you corrected it, now you're a better person. Leave that alone. Let's look forward now. But even then, what's even more about it is just for the simple fact that, hey, look, you two-faced it. Meaning, your ass can't, you can't be trusted. Plain and simple. And I'll be the first one to tell you. You ain't got to take Apollos Harris' word for it. Go look up the everything that I'm gonna tell y'all within however long that I'm gonna actually really deal with this particular subject. Go and look it up. Go on Google, whatever. Type up, ask the question. Who was where did the month January get its name from? It'll tell you right there. Now, unless they don't actually really went back and changed it from the last time that I went on there, January is actually really named after the month Janus, the Roman goddess Janus, Two-Face. So I know y'all probably say, well, okay, well, what the hell that got to do with April 1st? Because it's just like what I told y'all. April 1st, the way that the Hebrews look at it, is go over there and any good Bible that you guys really find, which I really don't like these new Bibles because it's just for the simple fact, Bibles are like dictionaries almost, right? Every couple of years, they'll come out with they'll actually really come out and say, well, hey, well, this is a better version of the Bible, or this is a better version of the dictionary. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's scary getting screwed without a dictionary, right? Or it's scary getting screwed with a dictionary. Because again, a lot of those definitions that's in the dictionary, whether it's Merriam-Webster or anybody else on the free market, right? All 9 times out of 10, a lot of those definitions or nothing is based off of what somebody actually really think this definition should be. Nothing actually really goes on actual fact. And again, it's just for a lot of y'all that's actually been watching my channel for a pretty good while, y'all know how I am about things like this. Y'all know that I always actually really go out there and do the research. Y'all know I'm gonna raise my hand and ask questions. But the thing about it though is this: a lot of people, the so-called experts, every time I raise my hand, they're gonna do one or two things, right? Or they're gonna do one thing. I can be like this all doggone day long. They ain't gonna call on me because they already know what the hell I'm gonna ask them. So they'll ask everybody else in the classroom. And then after a while, they're gonna be like, you know what? We just gonna wait him out. Eventually he'll get tired. But the thing about it though is this. I ain't gonna get tired. I mean, the fact, I already know what the answer is. I just want to hear what the hell you got to say about it. Right? So again, April 1st, first month of the new year. Exodus 13 chapter tells you this. Now, just like I said, you got to get one of those Bibles, right? And then like these new Bibles, they good and all, but at the same time, you got to look at it. You really got to be like, because, they'll change it up on you. They will really change it up on you. And just like on this one, because like the Bible that I'm actually used to reading, it actually really say, and Yahweh said unto Moses, hey, look, this is the month that will be the beginning of months unto you. Right? Because this month is where I will have you lead the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. And so you actually really go, okay, so what month are they actually really talking about? So you go over to the next chapter over. You go to, you do the next chapter over, which I want to say is Exodus 13th chapter. Well, you know what? I'm glad that you actually really in on this one. And no, you better not clown me, because here's the deal. Here's the deal. It said 13, I want to say Exodus 13:4 says, and ye came out of the month of Abib. Abib, when you translate it, is April. Hence, April Fool's Day actually really being April Fool's Day. Now, this year, this particular year, Easter falls on April 4th. Well, guess what, people? If you read the Bible, the first of the 10 plagues came on April 4th. So when you when you look at it from that aspect, right? Easter Sunday, so-called Easter Sunday, or as our common folk, or as what everybody else, they'll actually say, you know what? They either call it the Passover, or they may call it the Day of Pentecost, or whatever. Regardless of however you might actually really look at it, right? Here's the deal. You 10 days earlier, you 10 days early of when it actually really went down. Because he didn't die until April 14th is the day that he had really died on. Because that was the last of the 10 plagues. The 10th plague, the death plague. Yeah, you heard them guys out there, didn't you? So, but the thing about it though is this, people. When you actually really put like this, because the Bible, and the good, and I'm talking about the good one. I ain't talking about this knockoff or whatever. But when you actually really stop and really pay attention to it, we all know about the 10 plagues. We all have seen the doggone movie, The 10 Commandments. We knew what, put like this, we knew what the first plague, the second plague, 10th, we knew all of the plagues, right? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. We knew all what the plagues had, what they did. We know what they did and what happened. But then what did they say, right? They said, go read it. It said, look, go get a lamb, a male lamb, 2 years or younger. Can't nothing be wrong with it, right? And then you actually really, you look at the lamb and put like this, you go get a lamb, and you know if your family can't eat this lamb, then what is that? Go to your next door neighbor and say, hey, look, we finna celebrate the Passover. I got a lamb, come help us eat. Come help us celebrate. You guys really want to stop and think about it for a minute. This is like one of the very first barbecues ever. The only difference between now and then is that they ate everything. We don't eat everything. We do good if we eat the ribs and the hamburger and like some other stuff, and then okay, we call it a day. We ain't finna eat no hog head, cheese, and none of that other stuff, which some people may do. Right? But the thing about it though is this. A male lamb, 2 years younger, 2 years or younger, could not be wrong with it. You got it on the 10th and you held it to the 14th. And so when the 14th came, you took the blood of the lamb, you struck it to pull up top and on the side, and then you had to let the rest of it in a basin or a bowl or whatever. And so when the Passover, or when the death angel came through and he saw it, he passed over your house. And then when Pharaoh's son died, And Moses went back to him and said, hey, look, take your people, pack up, kick rocks. She good. So the whole thing is this. So every day, starting on the 4th of April, was a different plague. And then, like I said, 10 plagues. So let's count. 10 plagues from April 4th put you where? April 14th. All doggone day long, people. And then you also got to actually look at it like this. So they said, so they put him on the cross. Put him on the cross, right? And then it says this, from the 9th hour to the 12th hour. 9th hour to the 12th hour, right? It was darkness, i.e. solar eclipse, last 3 hours, right? But here's the deal. So with all of this stuff that comes into play, with the class that I actually really belong to, and it's almost like a 4-year difference. Right? So for the most part, you actually really got to stop and ask yourself, okay, the 4-year difference. Why is there a 4-year difference? Well, it's quite simple, because the thing, well, now, granted the fact, this is just me talking on this one, right? So when a solar eclipse happens, or how the Hebrews actually really looked at it, right? Sun comes up, start of the day. Sun goes down, guess what? Day is over with. So, and just like I say, I forget what Bible verse it is, but for those of y'all that actually really pay attention to the Bible, right? And for those of y'all that actually really know what is going on, everybody is ready. It said from the 9th hour to the 12th hour. So they hung him on the cross, 9 o'clock in the morning. 9th hour. Right? You look at it from 12 midnight to 9 o'clock that morning. That's 9 hours. So from 12 to 12 is 12 hours. We know this. This is a well-established fact. But even then, I'm actually really questioning that. So another case, right? So the sun come up. So let us say sun come up at 6 o'clock. 9 o'clock it go down. Guess what? Day over with, people. The day is over with, right? So 3 hours later, after the solar eclipse didn't happen, and I've talked about this. I've actually really talked about this solar eclipse itself, right? I can't remember what the title of the show was, right? But the thing about it though, I just said this. Okay, you know what? Since everybody's so doggone smart, right? Or supposed to be smart. When the solar eclipse happened not too long ago, and I asked the question then, I said, you know what? What day is it? Because for those of y'all that are so-called woke, all you so-called woke folk, right? When the solar eclipse happened, it went dark, right? And then 3 hours later, it was light again. What day was it? What was the day? Because I'm gonna tell you something. Because if any of y'all actually really said August 21st, go ahead and choke yourself right now. Because it wasn't August 21st no more. Once the sun went down, day was over with. 3 hours later, that's a whole new day, people. It was August 22nd. And then later on that day, The sun went down again. Day over with again. And then the next day at 6 o'clock, or whenever they already said that sunrise was, it was August the 23rd, people. So just think about it. So let's actually really stop and take that into consideration for a minute. And I'm almost about willing to say, considering when the very first solar eclipse actually really happened. And let's just say that the so-called scientists at the time actually really thought the same way that I'm doing right now. Because they actually really understood or overstood. Notice I said overstood. A lot of y'all actually gonna be like, okay, that ain't even a word. But I'm gonna tell you something. To understand something, you just know, to understand something, all what you saying that you just recognizing that it is there. That's all what it is. I understand. Okay, we get the fact that you realize that it's there. So what I actually really need from you right now, I need for you to tell me why it's there. Thus, you overstand. Because not only that I can tell you, not only that I can understand something, I can actually really overstand it too. Which a lot of people can't do. Right? So again, so let's just look at it. Let's look at this, right? The 10 plagues. The 10 plagues. Everybody that's going to actually really celebrate April 4th, okay, I got it. You don't know no better, which I ain't got no problem with that neither. Just like everybody want to celebrate December 25th. One damn well that ain't the day. Because again, go look over there in Luke. Mary didn't get pregnant till the 8th month. And just like I said, a lot of y'all want to sit up here and holler about that January is the first month of the year. No, it is not. Jesus, so-called Jesus, was a Hebrew. And the Hebrew calendar actually really starts April 1st, not January 1st. So let's look at it. 8 months. What was it? 6 months from April? Hold on. May, June, July, August, September, October. So yeah. So 6 months from April put you in October. Right? That's when Mary got pregnant. So 9 months from October put you where? June. Right? So if you actually really want to put a date on it, it would be June 6th, not December 25th, people. And April 14th, day he died on. So yeah, you go ahead and go ahead and celebrate April 4th if you want to. Right? We ain't even going to really talk about the Easter Bunny, which right to this day, I don't know what the Easter Bunny has to do with the resurrection. I really don't. So here's the deal, people. Right? If you and especially for y'all that actually like really read the Bible and y'all swear y'all know this book backwards and forwards, upside down, right side up and sideways, forwards and backwards. But not one time have I heard a person actually really debate the actual day that Easter, so-called Easter, falls on. But then again, if you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, it's a verse over there in Psalms where Yahweh was actually really telling the people then, hey, look, put like this, your new moons, your celebration of days, I hide my face from. I hide my face from, right? Because the thing about it though is this, and it actually really took me a while to actually really get to this. And I'm pretty sure everything what I'm telling y'all now, I'm pretty sure I told y'all this last year, year before last, and year before that. Everybody's true birthday comes once every 7 years. But a lot of y'all are quick to holler about, oh, a dog ages faster than us. So you gotta be like, well, why is that? But then when you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, the dog don't age no faster than us. Why are we so quick to say that 1 year of our life, 7 years that passed for the dog? But I just told you, everybody's true birthday comes once every 7 years. Because here's the deal. This year, my birthday falls on a Thursday. But way back in 1973, April 1st fell on a Sunday. So let's just look at it for a minute. April 1st, 1973, I'm born. 7 years later, put you in 1980. I'm a year old. I'm a year old. 7 years from that, 1987, 1994, 2001, 2008, 2015. Y'all see where I'm going with this, right? And here it is going to be 2021, right? That's 6 years. So in 2022, right, I'll be 7 years old. So I'll be the oldest 7 year. I will be the oldest 7-year-old, in the world today. Because I look at it, because I look at a lot of movies. And then y'all remember that? I don't know, right today, I don't know the name of the movie. But what happened, the baby, he come out old. He was already old, and then he went backwards. He actually really went backwards. And for the most part, it actually really made a lot of sense if you actually really pay attention to how time actually really works. Right? Because a lot of people, because I'll be the first one to tell you, the oldest person who ever walked the face of the earth, he was 15 minutes short of living one full day. And if you actually really want to debate me, go and look at what Peter 3:9 says. So again, people, this is how you look at things. This is how you have to look at things. Always ask questions on how this stuff goes. Don't be the guy or the woman or a group of people just because somebody actually really coming to you with a bag and say, hey, guess what? Run with this bag. And then you being stupid, you don't know what's in the bag. You just run because that person told you to run with it. Not knowing, because the thing about it is this. You're going to ask questions. And while you asking questions, this guy or whoever, they done took a knife and they done cut the bag, right? And let's just say it's gunpowder in the bag. And there's a whole bunch of explosives in the bag. So you done took off and ran with it, not knowing that he didn't lit the fuse and the fuse is coming after you, right? And then all of a sudden you gonna stop and be like, you know what? Why am I running? What is in this bag that is so doggone important? So you stop running, and then you look in the bag, and when you actually really look in the bag real good, guess what? It's then blew up in your face. So for the most part, that's what has happened to the majority of the people. Somebody said, hey, run with this bag. And y'all ran with it, not really knowing what was in the bag. So again, I'm gonna tell y'all again. But before I tell y'all, right, what is that? What did it say over there? It said, do this in remembrance of me, right? Because a lot of y'all be like, oh, well, it said, well, do this in remembrance of me, right? But again, you got to ask yourself this question. Who was he talking to? Who was he talking to? He wasn't talking to none of us. He was talking to everybody that was at that table. Right? The so-called Lord's Supper, the Passover, wasn't meant for us. It was meant for those disciples. He said, do this in remembrance of me. And to, like I say, again, go read the Bible. It said, every time you drink it, every time you eat it, you show my death until I come back. So guess what? The next day, he died on the cross. 3 days he rose. So what you doing it for? What you doing it for? I'll wait. Because not only did he resurrect, he stayed around for another 40 days. So again, what you doing it for? I'll wait. Seriously. And it's just for the simple fact, people, nobody hurts like family. Judas was that boy's uncle. He was that boy's uncle. So let's look at it. Let's look at it. Since y'all really think that family don't hurt, Cain killed his brother, right? Then you guys really got to stop and think about, okay, what did Joseph's brothers do to him? They sold him down the river. And I'm pretty sure there's other stuff throughout history where the brother sold out the other brother to get that fortune and fame, right? But again, this is all family that we talking about here. This is all family what we talking about here. So it ain't always got to be brother on brother. Hell, they could be uncle and nephew. So that's how you have to look at it, people. That's how you have to look at it. And again, you don't believe me? Go over there, look over there in Mark 6:3, where it actually really says Joseph and Judas were brothers. Matter of fact, let them tell it. Joseph, Judas, Jesus, so-called Jesus, but again, you got all these people were Hebrew, so you can't pronounce the letter J in Hebrew. They were all brothers. So again, another brother set another brother up, and the other brother died. Just put it out there, people. Put it out there. So again, y'all want to go ahead and celebrate April 4th, knowing that was the first day, the first of 10 plagues happened April 4th. But y'all want to sit up here and say, oh, well, he resurrected on this day, knowing damn well he died on the 14th. And then the day after that, guess what? You got to pay your taxes, your 10%. So, so in that case, that being said, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door, across the street, around the corner. Paulus Harris, aka the Medusa. Domino people, I'm gonna holler at y'all. Happy Easter. Go out and hunt your Easter eggs. Be glad that I ain't in charge of the Easter eggs. Because all what the hell I'm gonna do is just color them. I'm not finna boil a motherfucker. Till next time.